Hey there, fellow explorers of the unknown. Are you ready to take a trip into the mind-bending world of consciousness? Today we are going deep into the Hyperspace of Consciousness by Massimo Titerani.
Yeah.
This isn't one of those boring physics textbooks. This one tackles the big questions.
The really big one.
The ones that keep us up at night, like, what is reality really?
Yeah.
How does consciousness even fit into all of this universe? And could there be a whole other realm of existence beyond what science can explain right now?
Right.
It's going to be a wild ride, so hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any of our deep dives in the future. All right, so you've been wrestling with some pretty big questions about consciousness.
Oh, yeah.
Its connection to like the physical world and maybe even forces beyond how we normally see things.
Right.
It's enough to make your head spin, right?
Definitely.
Well, we're here to be your guides through Hyperspace of Consciousness.
Yes. Fascinating book.
It's a deep dive into theoretical physics, but we're going to break it down in a way that hopefully makes your brain tingle with excitement
I hope so.
rather than explode.
Yeah, it's a challenging read for sure.
Right.
Titerani's approach is so refreshing. You know, he starts by acknowledging the power of science to explain what he calls the crystal bubble. And that's the repeatable, the predictable phenomena that we can observe and measure.
Right, right.
But he doesn't shy away from the things that seem to kind of defy those neat and tidy rules.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. He argues that ignoring those anomalies actually limits our understanding of the universe.
Absolutely.
It's like focusing only on the puzzle pieces that fit together easily and ignoring the ones that seem odd or don't quite belong.
Exactly. You get a partial picture,
Yeah.
but you miss the bigger, more complex reality.
Right. And he calls for a total science, one that can account for both the physical world and the realm of consciousness.
Right.
And that leads us right into the fascinating world of quantum mechanics.
Absolutely.
Okay, here we go. Down the rabbit hole.
That world where things can be in two places at once,
Yeah.
where just looking at something can change it.
It suggests that at the most basic level, reality itself is kind of a coin toss.
Right.
So, I mean, like, how does that even work?
Well, Titerani uses this famous thought experiment, Schrodinger's cat.
Okay.
So imagine you have this cat. It's in a box.
Yeah.
And there's this device in there that has a 50-50 chance of releasing poison.
Oh, geez.
So until you open the box, the cat is in a state of being both alive and dead.
What?
It's only when you observe it that the wave function collapses and you get a definite outcome.
So you're saying that our observation, our consciousness, somehow influences reality?
That's one of the mind-boggling implications of quantum mechanics.
Wow.
It suggests that consciousness actually plays a role in shaping what becomes real.
Okay. That's already bending my mind a little bit.
Yeah.
But how does this connect to the bigger picture of consciousness in the universe?
Well, to answer that, Titerani brings in physicist David Bohm's idea of the implicate and explicate order.
Okay.
So think of it like a ship.
Okay.
The engine, the part that makes it move, is like the explicate order.
Okay.
That's the world of matter and energy that we see and experience, right?
Right.
But the ship also has a radar guiding it.
Yeah.
And that's like the implicate order. He said there's this pilot wave
Pilot wave.
guiding these quantum particles, almost like an invisible hand kind of steering the ship of reality.
I like that. So, like, the ship has this powerful engine.
Yeah.
There's, like, the physical world with all its laws.
Cause and effect. Yep.
But then it needs a radar to navigate.
Right.
Bohm's thought consciousness was that radar.
Uh-huh.
This quantum potential.
This non-local quantum potential guiding the whole journey.
That's pretty cool.
A deeper level of reality that influences the physical world through a concept called the quantum potential.
So is this quantum potential like a hidden blueprint guiding the universe?
Kind of, yeah. It's this field of possibilities. And our consciousness might interact with it to shape what actually manifests in our reality.
Mm-hmm.
And Titerani suggests that this might even explain things like synchronicity.
Okay.
You know, those meaningful coincidences that seem to defy logic.
Those weird things that happen sometimes.
Exactly.
So you're saying my thoughts and intentions could be interacting with this quantum potential
Potentially.
and influencing events in the real world.
That's the idea. And Titerani even links this to the work of Emilio Del Giudice, who studied quantum coherence in living cells. And Del Giudice proposed that there might be this interactive field that coordinates the activity of all the cells in our body.
Oh, wow.
Like an invisible conductor leading an orchestra. It's kind of a beautiful idea.
So this is where it gets really interesting. Titerani dives into the Penrose-Hameroff theory of the brain.
Right.
which suggests that the brain itself is a quantum object. These tiny structures, called microtubules, inside our neurons,
Yeah.
might actually be responsible for consciousness.
They proposed that these microtubules act like a synchronized orchestra, and when their wave function collapses, we experience a moment of consciousness. But Teodorini takes it even further.
Oh no.
Yeah.
He's not done.
He draws this parallel between the brain and the universe itself.
Wait, you're talking about the universe as one giant brain?
He mentions physicist Paul-Lazizzi's theory, which suggests that the universe began as a quantum superposition of multiple universes, and perhaps a universal consciousness triggered a wave function collapse, giving rise to the universe we experience.
So our universe is just one of many potential universes.
It's a possibility.
That's a lot to take in.
It is.
But let's move on to another really fascinating concept, the spirit. How does Teodorini approach this from a scientific perspective?
He describes it as a non-local informational entity, potentially connected to our DNA and brainwaves.
Wow.
He even suggests a link to the Pauli exclusion principle.
Hold on, can we break that down a bit?
Sure.
What's the Pauli exclusion principle?
Okay, so the Pauli exclusion principle, it's a principle in quantum physics that governs how particles are arranged. So imagine it as a cosmic traffic cop. It's directing the flow of matter.
Okay.
Teodorini speculates that this principle might act like a software for the universe. So it's governing the behavior of matter, and the spirit could be interacting with this software.
So if the spirit is like the programmer,
Yeah.
the Pauli exclusion principle is the code.
Exactly.
And how does all of this connect to our actual experiences?
So this leads to the concept of a psychophysical universe, where mind and matter aren't separate, but two sides of the same coin. And it's illustrated by this Krong diagram, actually, developed by Jung and Pauli. It shows this interplay between the material world and consciousness. And at the heart of this interaction lies synchronicity.
Those meaningful coincidences.
Precisely.
Could they be glimpses into the interconnectedness of mind and matter?
That's what Teodorini suggests.
Okay, so if we follow this further,
Yeah.
then we encounter this idea.
Yeah.
The big cosmic library.
It's a pretty mind-blowing idea.
The big library.
Yeah.
I'm ready for this. Tell me everything.
So Teodorini suggests that there might be this cosmic database containing the memories and experiences of all sentient beings, like a big library of cosmic information.
Like a universal archive of consciousness.
Imagine a huge pool of information embedded in the fabric of the universe. A source code for reality.
And he thinks we can tap into this.
Teodorini believes our consciousness can access this library.
So information beyond our own experiences and knowledge.
Yeah, way beyond.
This is where my brain starts to melt a little bit.
All right. He suggests that we might be able to access it through altered states of consciousness. Like dreams.
Oh, wow.
Or those hazy moments between waking and sleeping.
Yeah, like when you're just drifting off.
Exactly. He even proposes that symbols might act like keys, unlocking specific information within this cosmic database.
Wait, are you suggesting that our dreams could be downloads from this big library?
It's a possibility that Teodorini explores.
Wow, that's pretty wild.
He even brings up the Dogon tribe in Africa, who had this surprisingly accurate knowledge about the star Sirius B.
Really?
Long before astronomers discovered it with telescopes. So could their knowledge have come from tapping into this cosmic database?
This is getting pretty wild. There's another one. Remember August Kekulé, the chemist?
Kind of. Refresh my memory.
He's the one who figured out the structure of the benzene ring.
Okay.
Huge breakthrough in organic chemistry.
Yeah, okay.
And the story goes that he had a dream. About a snake biting its own tail.
Ah, yes.
And that gave him the answer.
So like the answer was downloaded straight into his mind.
Maybe.
From the big cosmic library.
Possibly.
Hold on. So you're saying my weird dreams could be portals to this library?
It's possible.
Maybe I should pay more attention to them.
Right.
Does Teodorini have any personal experiences that back this up?
He does. He talks about getting these huge downloads of information.
Really?
During hypnagogic states.
Hypno what now?
Hypnagogic states. It's that time when you're falling asleep.
Oh, yeah.
Like in that hazy in-between zone.
Yeah.
And he says it's like the veil between our conscious mind and this cosmic library gets thinner.
Ah.
And then information can slip through.
Okay, that's when things get really interesting.
Right.
Wow, that's fascinating.
So if this big library exists,
yeah,
how can we access it?
Teodoranyi suggests focusing on those in-between states of consciousness,
Okay.
like when you're drifting off to sleep or waking up. He also believes that symbols might hold the key. They might act like triggers for specific information in this cosmic database.
Oh, wow.
But he does acknowledge potential dangers.
Okay. Like what?
There's another layer to all of this.
Oh, no. Tell me there's not another layer.
Teodoranyi says there's this duality of intelligences
Duality.
shaping the information in the library.
Okay.
He calls them builders and viruses.
Hold on. Builders and viruses. It sounds like we're in a sci-fi movie now.
Right. What are they, and what are they doing in this information network?
Yeah, good question.
We'll have to get into that.
Oh, man. More mysteries. This is getting good.
I know, right? So the builders are like the architects of the system. You know, they set up the rules of the game, maybe even left messages for us in this big database.
So they're like cosmic programmers, writing the code for reality. It's almost like a divine intelligence or something, leaving breadcrumbs for us to follow.
That's one way to look at it. But then there's these viruses, and this is where things get a bit creepy. Teodoranyi says there are these disruptive forces, maybe trying to manipulate the information to steer humanity in a particular direction.
Oh, wow. Okay, so we've got the benevolent architects, and then we've got the malicious hackers in this cosmic information network. It's like a battle for the soul of the universe is happening in the quantum realm. Is there any evidence for this viral influence, or is this just, speculation?
Well, Teodoranyi suggests looking at patterns in human history, events that don't seem to have a rational explanation, actions that defy logic, or even self-interest.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
He points to some of the people in power. Their decisions, he says, seem guided by something unseen, leading to all this conflict and division.
I'm getting chills. This is like a cosmic conspiracy theory. But it's rooted in this idea of a non-local information network that can be, like, hacked. Makes you wonder, are we really in control of our own destiny? Or are there forces at play that we just don't understand pulling the strings?
That's the question Teodoranyi wants us to ask. He's not saying it's definitely one way or the other. He's just saying consider the possibility that our thoughts, actions, even our collective fate might be influenced by things we don't even know about.
Whoa. Deep breaths, everyone. Deep breaths. This is a lot to take in. Let's not get lost in the cosmic paranoia just yet, though. Speaking of other intelligences, this brings us to NLSETI, non-local search for extraterrestrial intelligence.
This is a fascinating concept.
So what is that?
Well, NLSETI is the brainchild of Fred Thalild. He's a quantum biophysicist.
Okay.
And he proposed that our brains might be entangled with other intelligences in the universe,
Okay.
allowing for communication across vast distances.
So brain-to-brain communication with aliens.
It sounds like science fiction, I know.
Yeah.
But the science behind it is intriguing. These signals would be incredibly subtle, though. Like hidden within the noise of our brainwaves, like trying to pick out a whisper in a hurricane.
So how do we even begin to study these phenomena scientifically?
Well, Teodoranyi advocates for this multidisciplinary approach,
Okay.
drawing on fields like biophotonics, electroencephalography, and even plasma physics.
Biophotons.
Yeah,
Those tiny bursts of light emitted by living organisms.
that's right. Teodoranyi suggests that biophotons might carry information, potentially encoded messages from our DNA, or even from the big library itself. He also proposes analyzing EEG data
Okay.
to search for patterns within the seemingly random noise of our brainwaves
Okay.
that might correspond to non-local signals.
So we could literally read the information contained in our biophotons and brainwaves.
It's a possibility.
Wow.
And to add another layer of intrigue, Teodoranyi introduces the intelligent plasma hypothesis, or IPH. This idea suggests that luminous plasma phenomena, like those mysterious balls of light people have reported seeing, could exhibit intelligence.
Wait, you mean those glowing orbs could be thinking beings?
It's a bold concept,
It is.
but there's some evidence to support it.
Okay.
Teodoranyi points to observations of plasma balls reacting to stimuli, like beams of light.
Oh, wow.
He suggests that these reactions could be a sign of an underlying consciousness.
So we might be looking for intelligence in unexpected forms, challenging what we typically consider life.
Exactly.
How does Teodoranyi suggest we study these plasma phenomena?
He advocates for using scientific instruments,
Okay.
like high-speed cameras, spectrometers, and electromagnetic sensors, to study the behavior of these plasmas, and looking for intelligent patterns in their pulsation rates, colors, shapes, and movement. He aims to bring the study of these phenomena into mainstream science.
It's definitely pushing the boundaries of what we consider science.
It is.
This is also fascinating.
It is.
But what about the practical implications?
Right.
How can we apply these ideas to our lives?
Well, Teodorini suggests that understanding these concepts can profoundly shift how we perceive reality and our place in the cosmos. It encourages us to explore altered states of consciousness, pay attention to our dreams and synchronicities, and cultivate a sense of wonder about the universe.
So it's not just about intellectual understanding,
Right.
but about embracing a more expansive view of ourselves and our potential.
Exactly. He challenges us to consider that we are not just isolated individuals, but interconnected nodes in this vast network of consciousness.
This is powerful, especially in a world that often feels fragmented and disconnected.
Right.
But I think we need to pause here and let our listeners process everything we've covered so far.
Yeah, good idea.
This is just the tip of the iceberg.
We've only scratched the surface of Teodorani's mind-blowing ideas.
Yeah.
Be sure to like and subscribe.
Yeah.
And join us for part 2, where we delve even deeper into the ethical implications of these concepts and explore what they might mean for the future of humanity.
All right, sounds good.
Welcome back to our deep dive into Massimo Teodorani's The Hyperspace of Consciousness. I hope you're ready for more, because we're about to explore some of the most profound and potentially unsettling implications of these mind-bending concepts.
I'm definitely still processing everything from the first part, but I'm ready for more.
Okay. Teodorani reminds us that knowledge, especially knowledge of this magnitude, is a double-edged sword. It can illuminate the path to a brighter future or cast a shadow over humanity's destiny.
He doesn't shy away from the possibility of both benevolent and malevolent forces at play. It almost sounds like a cosmic good versus evil scenario.
It does have that kind of mythic quality to it.
Yeah.
You know, Teodorani invites us to really grapple with this profound question of whether our universe, our reality, might be a creation, an experiment, orchestrated by intelligences far beyond our comprehension.
If that's the case, it begs the question, what are their motives?
Right.
Are we pawns in some grand cosmic game, or are these forces guiding us towards a higher purpose?
Teodorani doesn't pretend to have all the answers. But he encourages us to search for clues, to look for patterns that might reveal the intentions of these hypothetical creators. He suggests that by studying anomalous phenomena, by pushing the boundaries of scientific inquiry, we might be able to glean insights into the nature of these forces.
So it's like we're cosmic detectives?
Kinda.
Searching for fingerprints at a crime scene?
Yeah.
Trying to piece together the evidence to understand the bigger picture?
Exactly.
It's thrilling, but also kind of daunting.
It is.
Yeah.
Teodorani also reminds us to be alert to synchronicities, those meaningful coincidences that might be subtle messages from these higher intelligences.
So we need to become more attuned to those subtle whispers from the universe, to those seemingly random events that might hold a deeper meaning.
Right.
It's about recognizing the patterns.
Yeah.
And connecting the dots.
Precisely.
And this brings us back to the big library.
Right.
If this cosmic database of information exists, and if we can learn to access it safely and responsibly, it could transform our understanding of ourselves and the universe. But there's also the risk of misuse.
There is.
It's like being given the keys to a vast library filled with unimaginable knowledge.
Right.
The potential benefits are huge, but so are the potential dangers.
Exactly. Teodorani cautions us against seeking knowledge for selfish gain, for power over others. He warns of the dangers of what he calls viral information, these negative ideas and beliefs that can spread like a disease and disrupt the balance of consciousness.
It's like the dark side of the big library.
Right.
A repository of harmful ideas that could lead us astray.
Exactly.
It's a stark reminder that knowledge without wisdom, without ethical guidance, can be a destructive force.
It can.
So accessing the big library is not just about downloading information.
Right.
It's about aligning ourselves with a higher purpose.
Precisely. And this is where things get even more intriguing. Teodorani suggests that the universe itself might have a built-in mechanism for guiding us towards this higher purpose.
He refers to this as the grand design.
Yeah.
This cosmic plan that's unfolding through us whether we're aware of it or not.
Right.
It's a tantalizing idea that suggests we might be part of something much larger than ourselves, playing a role in this cosmic drama that spans millennia.
It's a thought-provoking concept.
It is.
Teodorani proposes that this grand design might be encoded in the very fabric of reality, and the laws of physics and the constants of nature. And he suggests that by studying these laws, we might be able to decipher the intentions of the creators
Wow.
and understand our place in this cosmic play.
So science could be the key to unlocking not only the how of the universe,
Right.
but also the why.
Exactly.
What a profound and inspiring thought.
It is. And this is actually where Tutorani's work intersects with ancient wisdom traditions. You know, they often speak of a divine plan
Right.
or a purpose to creation.
Yeah.
And he's not suggesting that science should replace spirituality,
Okay.
but rather that the two can complement each other, offering different perspectives on the same underlying reality.
It's like science provides the blueprint of the universe,
Yeah.
while spirituality helps us to understand its beauty and meaning.
Right.
Both are essential for a complete picture.
Beautifully put.
Thank you.
And when we combine the rigor of science with those intuitive insights of spirituality, we open ourselves to this richer, more holistic understanding of the cosmos.
This is incredibly inspiring.
It is.
But I also have to be honest.
Sure.
It's a lot to absorb.
Yeah, it is a lot.
Where do we even begin to unravel these mysteries
Right.
and integrate these ideas into our lives?
Well, Tutorani offers some practical advice.
Okay.
He encourages us to start by paying attention to our own experiences, to those moments of synchronicity, intuition, or insight
Right.
that hint at a deeper reality operating beneath the surface.
So it's about cultivating a sense of inner awareness,
Yeah.
of tuning in to those subtle signals that might be trying to guide us. It's about trusting our intuition and paying attention to those whispers of the universe.
Precisely. And he reminds us that this is not a solitary journey. There are countless others who are also seeking these truths,
Right.
who are exploring the frontiers of consciousness.
Yeah.
And by connecting with each other, by sharing our experiences and insights, we can amplify our efforts and accelerate our collective awakening.
This is a powerful message, especially in a world that often feels increasingly fragmented and disconnected.
It is.
It's a reminder that we're all part of something much larger than ourselves, a vast web of consciousness that connects us all.
Indeed. And Tutorani suggests that as we deepen our understanding of this interconnectedness,
Yeah.
we'll naturally begin to treat each other and the planet with more compassion and respect.
It's a beautiful vision of a future where humanity embraces its interconnectedness
Right.
and works together to create a more just, sustainable, and harmonious world. But I think we need to pause here once again
Okay.
and let these ideas sink in.
Good idea.
We've covered a lot of ground in this second part, exploring the ethical implications of Tutorani's ideas and contemplating the possibility of a grand design unfolding through us.
That's a lot to think about.
It is, but there's still more to discover.
There is.
Be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss the final part of our deep dive, where we'll explore what all of this might mean for the future of humanity and consider the steps we can take to navigate this uncharted territory responsibly and consciously.
Sounds good.
We'll be right back. Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into the hyperspace of consciousness. It feels like we've been on this incredible journey through the vast landscape of human potential
Yeah.
and the mysteries of the universe.
We've certainly stretched our minds to consider possibilities that many might dismiss as pure science fiction. But as Tutorani reminds us, what seems impossible today could become reality tomorrow. The history of science is full of examples of groundbreaking discoveries that were initially met with skepticism and ridicule.
Like heavier than air flight.
Exactly.
People thought that was crazy.
And now we routinely jet across continents.
So where does this journey through the hyperspace of consciousness leave us? What might the future hold if we're truly on the verge of unlocking these secrets?
Well, Tutorani offers a vision of the future that's both hopeful and cautionary. On one hand, he sees the potential for a profound evolutionary leap, a transformation of human consciousness that could usher in an era of peace, justice, and sustainability.
He uses the term syntropic to describe this future where humanity moves toward greater complexity, order, interconnectedness,
Right.
defying the tendency towards entropy and decay.
It's a future where we transcend our limitations and fully embrace our potential as conscious, creative beings.
It's a beautiful vision.
It is.
But, you know, as we've said before, Tutorani also acknowledges the potential pitfalls
Right.
on this path.
He talks about the dangers of what he calls viral information.
Yeah.
Negative ideas and beliefs that can spread like a disease, disrupting the balance of consciousness and leading to conflict and division.
He also warns against the misuse of technology, the temptations to use knowledge for selfish gain or to exert power over others.
Absolutely. Knowledge without wisdom, without a strong ethical compass, can be a dangerous tool. The future isn't predetermined. It's shaped by the choices we make individually and collectively in each moment.
So we have a responsibility to choose wisely, to align ourselves with the forces of creation and evolution, rather than those of destruction and stagnation.
Teodrani emphasizes the importance of cultivating what he calls a cosmic ethic, a set of principles that can guide us toward using knowledge for the betterment of humanity in the universe.
He suggests that this ethic might be embedded in the very fabric of reality, woven into the laws of physics and the constants of nature.
It's a fascinating idea.
It is.
That the universe itself might be nudging us towards a higher purpose.
Towards a more harmonious existence.
Exactly.
It's beautiful that the universe might be conspiring to help us evolve towards greater consciousness and compassion.
It is a beautiful idea.
But how do we access this cosmic ethic? Where do we find guidance on this uncertain path?
Teodrani reminds us that we're not alone in this journey. He suggests that there might be benevolent intelligences, like cosmic guides of sorts, who are watching over us, offering subtle assistance along the way.
He points to synchronicities, those meaningful coincidences that often feel like more than just chance encounters, as potential messages from these higher beings.
It's like they're leaving us breadcrumbs on the path, subtle hints to guide us in the right direction.
It makes you wonder if those seemingly random events in our lives might actually be part of a larger meaningful pattern.
Exactly. He also encourages us to pay attention to our dreams, to those nocturnal journeys into the depths of our subconscious, where we might receive guidance and inspiration from sources beyond our waking awareness.
So we need to become more attuned to those subtle signals, to those whispers from the universe that often get drowned out by the noise of our daily lives.
It's about learning to listen with a more open mind and a more receptive heart.
And as we become more adept at receiving these signals, we begin to see the patterns, to recognize the synchronicities, to decipher the messages encoded in our dreams.
It's like learning a new language, a language of the universe.
And as we become fluent in this language, we open ourselves to the possibility of communicating with those other intelligences, of joining the cosmic conversation that's been going on for eons.
It's an awe-inspiring vision of a future where humanity transcends its limitations and embraces its interconnectedness with the cosmos.
It is, but as we mentioned before, it's a path that requires not just knowledge, but wisdom and discernment.
Absolutely. Teodrani reminds us that we have a responsibility to use this knowledge wisely, ethically, and with a deep understanding of its potential consequences.
The choices we make today will shape the future of humanity and our place in the universe.
They will.
So what practical steps can we take to navigate this uncharted territory responsibly and consciously?
It can feel vast and complex, right?
It does.
Teodrani encourages us to start with small, everyday actions, cultivate a sense of curiosity and wonder in your daily life, pay attention to those moments of synchronicity, those intuitive nudges, those flashes of insight that hint at a deeper reality operating beneath the surface.
It's about looking for the extraordinary within the ordinary, recognizing that the universe is constantly communicating with us, if only we learn to listen.
Right. He also suggests exploring altered states of consciousness through practices like meditation, dream work, or spending time in nature. These practices can help quiet the mind, expand awareness, and open us to subtler realms of experience.
And he emphasizes the importance of connecting with like-minded individuals, forming communities of seekers who can support each other on this journey of discovery.
Absolutely.
Sharing our experiences and insights can help us make sense of this complex and often bewildering territory.
It's also crucial to approach this journey with a healthy dose of skepticism and discernment. Not everything that seems mystical or extraordinary is necessarily true or beneficial.
That's true.
We need to critically evaluate information, test our perceptions, and be wary of those who claim to have all the answers.
It's about finding that balance between open-mindedness and critical thinking, between embracing the mystery and grounding ourselves in reality.
Exactly. Ultimately, this journey is about personal transformation and collective evolution. It's about realizing our interconnectedness with all of creation and using our knowledge and understanding to create a more compassionate, just, and sustainable world.
This has been an incredible deep dive.
It has.
I feel like we've only just scratched the surface of Tiderani's ideas, but it certainly sparked a lot of questions and opened up new avenues for exploration.
There's so much more to explore, and I encourage you to continue this journey on your own. Read Tiderani's book, explore the resources he recommends, and most importantly, pay attention to your own experiences. The universe is speaking to you constantly.
Right.
Are you listening?
If you've enjoyed this deep dive, be sure to like and subscribe for more mind-bending explorations of consciousness and the universe. And remember, the most important discoveries are often the ones we make within ourselves.
Thanks for joining us.